All right. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody on the East Coast. I still love that intro. How do you guys like that intro that War Machine made? Pretty cool. So, my background, my screen that I have right now, this is Brother Allen made this for me yesterday. So, I got War Machine, I got Allen, I got two of the best guys out there that anybody could ever wish for having on your team. So thank you so much, Alan, for designing this for LWN. Appreciate it. They make me look good, that's for sure. All right, so welcome everybody. We're gonna go ahead and hit the news. A lot to talk about today. So Boston. Let me pull this over there so I'm not staring over to the right or the left. Boston bans on vacation from bars, restaurants, gyms, theaters, and sporting arenas. So here we go with more of the same. They are driving this narrative until the wheels fall off of it. Right? Boston Mayor Michelle Wu announced the city's new vacation passport system on Monday, which will ban the unvacationed from gyms, bars, theaters, and sporting arenas. It's unfortunate, but that is the direction that they are going to continue to drive this thing. They want fear. They want people to just, I guess, roll over and die. That's what they're pushing is roll over and die. Uh, you know, I know this isn't really newscasting. This is this is LW telling you how it is. I've been going along now for almost 2 years without wearing a mask, without doing the things they ask us to do, and guess what? I'm fine. And I know most of you probably been doing the same thing. So why is the rest of the world, why is the rest of the country still buying into this nonsense? It drives me crazy. All right. The next one I want to talk about is Joe Manchin. He's back in the news. So Peter Schweitzer, Joe Manchin, resisted and many offers from corruption and self enrichment to be bought or rented. So I don't know. It seems like this guy here is everybody's hero at the moment in time. Peter Schweitzer, president of the Government Accountability Institute. Yeah, like I'm sure that this institute really holds any of these politicians accountable for anything. Praised Senator Joe Manchin, Democrat from West Virginia, as a profile in courage, who rejected offers for self enrichment while guest hosting for Monday's edition of Sean Hannity's radio station, showing alongside a GIAI colleagues, Eric Eagers. So I guess they're starting to put Joe here up on a pedestal and claiming that he is this righteous politician, that he is unbuyable. He can't be bought. I disagree with that. I think the left has to come up with something here because they know that 2022 they're going to get their asses handed to them at the polls. So they got to start creating their own heroes here. They got to pull some stuff out of the closet and show everybody that the Democrats are the great saviors of humanity. So that's just my opinion on him right now. I gotta follow this a little bit more and pay attention to what he's saying and what he's doing because I just don't buy it. Okay, military begins. Listen to this. Military begins discharging service members that have declined taking the vacation. So, is this going to be an honorable discharge or is this going to be a dishonorable discharge for our service members? So it looks like they're starting to remove them from the military. The military services have begun discharging troops who have refused to comply with the Puddin' Pop administration vacation mandate, which could lead to tens of thousands of forces leaving at the time when the military is facing recruiting difficulties. Did you just hear what I said? In the time when the military is facing recruiting difficulties. So they're already facing they're already struggling and having a hard time getting volunteers to sign up and volunteer for our military. And that's what our military has been founded on, built on, is volunteers. Excuse me. I know that back in Vietnam, they had the draft, and that wasn't a voluntary basis. But for the most part, I think our military has been voluntary. Well, they're having a hard time finding recruits. And now, on top of it, you're forcing a mandate, which is not law. It's a mandate, it's a suggestion. And people are choosing not to follow it, not to comply, not to consent. And so now you're going to remove them from our military. Sounds like a genius plan. Genius. Here's one that you're going to enjoy. At least I enjoy it. Poll. Mr. T leads Puddin' Pop by 8 points in hypothetical presidential matchup. Oh, heaven bless us. Mr. T leads Puddin' Pop by 8 points in hypothetical presidential matchup. Well, we all know that, right? We all know that. Hell, we know what happened in November. More voters would choose former president Mr. DJ T over President shit his pants Biden in the election if the election were held today, according to new Center of America Greatness poll. Yeah, 80 points. You're right, Shane. 80 points. But isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Here we are. We're still here. We're still dealing with it. Everything points to the direction that we've been speaking about for months. And it's right there in front of our faces. They're putting it out there. And it's absolute craziness that we're where we're at right now. So I'll leave that there. You guys connect the dots. Governor-elect Glenn Youngkin appoints Virginia education chief who will remove politics from the classroom in Virginia. Isn't that crazy? They're going to take politics out of the classroom. Why is that? Is that good or is that bad? What's your opinion on that? Are they doing it because they got something else sinister, or are they doing it because politics are ruining the classroom? I don't know. I guess my opinion of the whole thing is if you take government and politics out of the classroom, then our kids are not being educated on how our government works and how politics works. But I'm also in the camp that we got to be cautious on how that is presented to our children, or it can be indoctrination. So Virginia Governor-elect Glenn Youngkin, Republican, announced Monday his choice for Secretary of Education after making education policy with a focus on parental concerns a centerpiece of his successful Gerber Nation campaign. So I don't know. That's the news in Virginia. Take it for what it's worth. You're going to love this one. Old Puddin' Pop reverses T's auto fuel standards. So remember, T came in and he wanted the fuel standards to go up. We've known for decades now that there's technology out there, there's things out there that you know, the carburetor and fuel injection and other things that have created fuel mileage that would be great for us. And I feel like the government has restricted all those patents and all those inventions to where you know, they're driving fuel, they're driving fuel consumption and prices up to control the money. And I think Trump came in and made recommendations and tried to force the car manufacturers and stuff to get the fuel economy up. Well, now old Puddin' Pop comes in Monday to reset car and light truck fuel standards. The new standards include forcing auto manufacturers to construct vehicles that average 55 miles per gallon by model year 2026, an increase from the Trump administration of 43. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe old Puddin' Pop is doing us all a huge solid here. Maybe he is. Maybe he cares about us. You think he cares about us? He wants our dollar to stretch further. He wants us to be able to go to, or does he realize that the cost at the fuel at the pumps is going to be $10 a gallon? So we better try to offset it somehow. Um, I, so I look at this as this is a move, and we got to be cautious of what the move is. Why is he doing this? Because honestly, it's not out of the goodness of his heart. He's not doing this because he cares about America or Americans. He is simply making a move. He's a puppet, and the strings are being pulled for some reason. So the reason why I'm telling you this is I would surely pay attention to what's going on. If they're moving an object like this in front of us, that's because they're going to be doing something else behind our backs. So pay attention to that. Let's see here. I like this one too. We're going to go ahead and we're going to gaslight, throw some fuel on the fire here with the Democrat Representative Bowman. He's talking about Manchin, Joe Manchin showed as a white man that he doesn't care about black people, Latinos, and women. So his own party, and I just got done telling you this, be careful. They're putting him up on a pedestal. They're trying to make him out to be the Democratic hero here. His own party is now attacking him, basically calling him racist. You can't make this stuff up. This is good stuff. This is like a soap opera. Come here to LWN and hear the soap opera every day because I can't even write this stuff. I don't write this stuff. You can't make it up. Okay, so JL Powell, I don't even know how to pronounce her crazy ass name. Puddin' Pop needs to take executive action so that we can truly build back better and deliver on his agenda. So she's wanting old Puddin' Pop there to get his pen and his piece of paper out and start taking executive action to push his agenda further. And what did old Big Ears say? All he needs is a pen and his cell phone to make shit happen, right? So she's asking Puddin' Pop to go back to the table, whip out his pen, whip out his piece of paper, and start writing up these executive actions and signing them into law or whatever, and try to push his agenda forward. So Puddin' Pop is still taking an absolute beating out there. Democrats blast Puddin' Pop for ignoring student loan debt. Remember, he ran on that. He told everybody that school was going to be free, college was going to be free, everything's free, you know. And now he's not delivering on that, and it's not looking good for him. He's getting beat up by his own party. Here's one that I found interesting. I'm going to wrap this up here in a minute, but you guys know who the comedian Jim Gaffigan is, right? I've seen him live. He's actually pretty funny. I've seen him live when I was in North Dakota. Well, he says F. Lou Holtz, and everybody knows who Lou Holtz is, right? He was the head coach of the Notre Dame football team. He was a badass. He was a great coach, at least in some opinions, formed that he was one of the best coaches for college football. Well, old Jim Gaffin says F. Lou Holt attacks iconic former Notre Dame coach for calling Puddin' Pop a Catholic in name only. Leftist comedian Jim Gafta took aim at former Notre Dame football coach Lou Holtz for calling Puddin' Pop a bad Catholic over his support of abortion on demand. Well, I know I'm gonna kick the hornet's nest here, but let me tell you, if you're a person of faith, how can you possibly? It's just my opinion, but how can you possibly support abortion? Just that one really gets under my skin. That one really gets under my skin. So as far as Lou calling out the administration for supporting it, I agree with Lou. I agree with Lou. How can you call yourself a Catholic? How can you call yourself a Christian if you support on-demand abortion? I don't. I'll go ahead and say it right now. You can not like me, but I don't support it. All right. Here's some sports for you. I was reading some stuff yesterday too about the NFL and the NBA, how they're going to go back to forcing everybody who comes to their sporting events to cover up, put the diapers on. Now, the NHL is taking their stance on it, and they are to pause, stop season Wednesday because of the sickness spike. So they're gonna shut the hockey season down because of this new variant, this new horse shit that they are trying to push on everybody again. The Decepticon, as Shane would call it, the Decepticon variant. I love that name that he came up with because it is deception. I'm going to start calling it Decepticon number 1, Decepticon number 2, because it's all deception. We all know that. So the media is now going, or the National Hockey League is now going to pause their season because of the sickness. And I'm sure NBA, I'm sure the rest of them will probably follow suit. The NFL, probably not so much because they're getting close to the end of their season. Super Bowl is right around the corner. Hey, on this news channel, we can call it the Super Bowl. We don't have to do that nonsense where they call it the big game. We call it the Super Bowl. Why? Because this is free America. And we can do that. We can do that here at LWN. So, yeah, I doubt the NFL is going to shut anything down because the Super Bowl is right around the corner. I don't even know who's still in it. I don't know if the playoffs have started yet or not. I don't follow professional sports anymore because of their political views and because of kneeling for the anthem and for pushing mandates on people and all this other horse crap. So I'm just I don't support them. I won't support them. NBA, LeBron James. Nope, sorry. You're out too. So anyway, that's today's news. That's the headline hits. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I see Alan is in the chat. I'm going to stay on for just a few more seconds. Please give him an attaboy. Love you, Alan. Thank you so much for all your hard work. You and War Machine, like I said, make me look good. And Alan designed this breaking news, this whole get up right here. I love it. He makes me look so good. And so does War Machine with the intro. So Alan is Dr. Rob Allen in the chat. You guys give him a huge attaboy for for all the hard work and dedication that he does for us here at LWN. Thank you so much, Alan, for doing that. You guys have such a great afternoon. We will be back here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at LWN Liberty Warrior Nation at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain Time, and 5 Pacific. Love y'all. Have a great day.